a foreigner residing in India cannot claim which among the following rights? Freedom of movement, freedom of conscience, protection of life and personal liberty, protection of language. Select the correct answer using the quotes below. Okay, so regarding fundamental rights, when we go through the fundamental rights topic, we came to know that a certain set of rights, that is 5 rights, are not available to foreigners. That is Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, 29 and 30 is not available to whom? Foreigners. So here the freedom of movement comes under Article 19 of the Constitution. Article 19 talks about freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble without arms, right to form association, freedom of residence, freedom of movement, as well as freedom to practice any profession. So right to movement is a part of Article 19 of the Constitution. That is not a fundamental right enjoyed by whom? Foreigners. So one should be there in our answer. What about 2? Freedom of conscience. This comes under Article 25. Right to religion. Right to religion means it is not necessary that a person should follow your religion. No. Right to a person can also be an atheist under our Constitution, not an issue. Right to believe in religion also includes right not to believe a religion also, no issues. But that is available to a foreigner also. Regarding 3, protection of life and personal liberty. Under Article 21, that is also available to whom? A foreigner. So 2 and 3 should not be there in our answer. Eliminate A, eliminate C, eliminate D. Answer is option B, that is 1 and 4 only. So what is 4? Protection of language. That is also not available to whom? A foreigner. Why? Because Article 29 talks about the protection of language, script and culture of a minority. That is available only to Indian citizens. So it cannot be enjoyed by whom? A foreigner. So the question is, a foreigner residing in India cannot claim which among the following rights? From among these following rights, 1 and 4 is not enjoyed by a foreigner. Answer is option B. Clear? So make a clear understanding about the fundamental rights, which can be enjoyed by whom and which cannot be enjoyed. And if it is violated, what is our remedy? Please go through all those provisions in detail. Also, role of Supreme Court as well as High Court regarding issuing of writs are also important for some exam perspective. Okay. Consider the following regarding fundamental duties. It is confined to Indian citizens only. Similar to DPSP, fundamental duties are also non-justiciable. The duty to develop scientific temper and spirit of inquiry was added through the 44th Amendment Act. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? So here we have to find out the not correct one. Second, regarding fundamental duties, it is confined to citizens only. That is a correct statement. See, fundamental rights can be enjoyed by citizens as well as foreigners. But certain set of rights are enjoyed only by the citizens of our country. The remaining can be enjoyed by foreigners also. But regarding fundamental duties, it is applicable to citizens only. So 1 is a correct statement. Similar to DPSP, fundamental duties are also non-justiciable. That is also a correct statement. Why? Because these are, if it is violated, directly we cannot go for the court. Because only through a proper legal mechanism or only through a law by the parliament only fundamental duties can be made enforceable. Clear? So that is non-justiciable. That is also a correct statement. The duty to develop scientific temper and the spirit of inquiry was added through the 44th Amendment Act. That is a wrong statement. Why? Because that duty were already present through the 42nd Amendment Act itself. See, the original constitution does not contain the provision called fundamental duty. When the constitution came into being in 1950, no, it was not there. So the provision of fundamental duties were added through 42nd Amendment Act. And at that time, 10 fundamental duties were placed under the constitution. And later on, 86th Amendment Act added one more fundamental duty, and currently we have 11 fundamental duties under our part 4A of the Constitution. Clear? So answer here is 1 is correct, 2 is also correct, 3 is a wrong statement. Since we have to find out the not correct one, option D, 3 only is our answer. Okay. Which one of the following statements describes the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India? Which one of the following statements describes the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India? Distribution of seats in the Council of States, distribution of powers between central and states, administration control of tribal areas, administration control of scheduled areas. Answer is option D, that is administration control of scheduled areas. So please be thorough with all those 12 schedules under our Constitution. Schedule 1 deals with name and territorial extent of states as well as UTs. Schedule 2 deals with salaries, allowance and so on of various constitutional officers. Schedule 3 regarding oath or affirmation. Schedule 4 allocation of seats to Rajya Sabha. Schedule 5 administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Okay. 6th one, administration and control of tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram as well as Tripura. Schedule 7 talks about the union list, state list as well as concurrent list. Schedule 8 regarding languages recognized by the Constitution. Schedule 9 laws placed beyond judicial review. 10th anti-defection law. 11th powers and functions of Panchayat. 12 powers and functions of municipalities. Please go through all these 12 schedules in detail for your exam purpose. Schedules are very much important. Why? A large number of questions were asked from the schedules alone. Also, please note down, the 9th schedule was added by First Amendment Act, 10th added by 52nd Amendment Act, 11th by 73rd and 12th schedule by 74th Amendment Act. So the original Constitution consists of only 8 schedules. The 9, 10, 11 and 12 were added by the various Constitutional Amendment Acts only. So please note down all these things in detail for your prelims perspective. So here the 5th schedule deals with administration control of scheduled areas, option D. What does the term parliamentary democracy reflects under Indian Constitution? The accountability of Council of Ministers to the Lok Sabha, responsible government, the cabinet is headed by the head of state, representation of people. Okay, see, parliamentary democracy here means accountability of Council of Ministers to Lok Sabha. That's a correct statement. Why? Because Article 75 says that the Council of Ministers shall be responsible to Lok Sabha. That is, if a no confidence motion is passed in Lok Sabha, the ministry must resign. So through that, to the parliamentary democracy, we are making our executives accountable to the legislature. That's a correct statement. Responsible government. Yes, we are having a responsible government here. We elect our representatives and through their representatives we form a government and they are responsible to the legislature. They are being accountable to the legislature. The members ask questions to the minister and they are being responsible to the people through their representatives. That's also a correct statement. 3. The cabinet is headed by the head of state. That is a wrong statement. The cabinet is not headed by head of state, but is headed by the head of government. Who is head of state? The President of India. Who is head of government? The Prime Minister of India. So who heads the cabinet? It is the Prime Minister of India who heads the cabinet and not the President of India. So 3 is a wrong one. What about 4? Representation of people. Yes, in a parliamentary democracy, the people are represented through their elected representatives. We choose our elected representatives, MLAs or MPs, and they form the government. So representation of people is also a part of parliamentary democracy. So 1 is there, 2 is there, 4 is there. Answer should be option B, that is 1, 2 and 4. It is, yeah, 1, 2 and 4 only. Okay.